Good morning, students. Standard 9. Welcome to the third and final period of the chapter, The Happy Prince. We had discussed the chapter in detail. Now let's come to the moral of the story. Basically, Oscar Wilde, through the story, wants to tell you that the most incredible value that a human being can possess is the act of charity towards other, even if it means to suffer loss. But if you do so, bring happiness in the life of other people, you become most precious to God. You see, we come in this world empty-handed, we leave the world empty-handed. Only our virtues, our deed go with us, and God judges us with our deed. The basic message is be kind, have empathy towards people, and definitely you would be respected by God. Now, another important aspect of every chapter is discussion about its character. This chapter in particular lays a lot of importance in the development of the various characters in the story. First being the happy prince himself. These are a few bold points about his character. If I give characters, say these are the basic value points the teacher would be looking for, and the explanation of these value points should be in your own words. That's the way English is taught. Now, if I talk about Happy Prince, the first thing was that he had never experienced sorrow in his life when he lived. After his death, his statue was put on a high column in the city, and from there he could see the misery all around him, the number of people who were suffering, and that made him sad. So what did he do? He decided to donate all his possessions, everything. So he started with a ruby from the hilt of the sword to the sapphires in his eyes, and ultimately the gold covering, the gold leaf covering that he had over his body, he distributed that too among the poor so that they could eat and live a healthy life. In the process, he lost his eyesight, he lost his beauty, but he didn't care. He was happy that people or misery around him was decreasing. But that's a big sacrifice. Okay, we do charity, we do good things, but we expect people to be thankful towards us, and we expect them to at least acknowledge the fact that somebody had helped them. The Happy Prince didn't expect that as well. He did charity secretly. Every time the bird went and distributed the jewelries and the gold among the people, he did it very secretly. Nobody was aware that these donations are being made by the Happy Prince. And in fact, his efforts were not even appreciated by his own governor. When he found the statue looking ugly, they ordered the statue to be removed just because it was spoiling the beauty of the city. You see, he didn't even expect thanks. On the other hand, he received bad behavior for his sacrifices, but he didn't mind. He was a simple person. Despite being of royal descent, of royal blood, he was a very simple person. The way he treated a sparrow, a minuscule sparrow, nobody would pay much. A swallow. He wouldn't pay much importance to the bird. He gave him equal chance. He let him sit on his shoulder. He even allowed the bird to kiss him. So this is what you want to show: a strong character, big character, down to earth character. And what was the end benefit he found? His heart was appreciated by God. It was given a place in heaven among God's golden kingdom. So this is a big reward, ultimate reward anybody could think of. Now the second important character of this story is the little swallow. The little swallow was going to Egypt to spend his summer. You know, birds are not comfortable. Birds are not comfortable during winter. The cold, they don't fight. They find their feet and they die, and they don't have mechanism to keep themselves warm. So they migrate to warmer places during winter, and he was doing the same. But despite knowing the risk, despite missing his friends, he decided to stay with the prince because whatever the prince was doing was an act of charity and good towards humanity. He even felt the warmth of doing good. The bird was equally kind-hearted, although he didn't have the wealth to distribute, but he had his effort and he did all in his efforts to do so. Now, Once his job was over, the prince was blind and all his gold was gone. So there was no purpose of the bird staying over there. But he felt bad for the prince, a person who did good to so many people was stranded blind. He didn't like that. He had a soft, a tender heart, which forced him to stay with the prince. So this also shows a kind and tender heart. And this led to the ultimate sacrifice one can give. He died. He knew he would die staying there. Food was scanty. He lived in breadcrumbs. But ultimately he died. And knowingly he died. So he made the biggest sacrifice one could. And he was kind and helpful. He helped the prince. He told prince about what was happening. He didn't leave the prince once he turned blind. He went to all these people to distribute those things. This is also his contribution, although the wealth was not his, but his contribution is no less than the happy prince himself. He took all the efforts of going down to places to figure out who is sad and who is not, to go to the garret, go to the stitching woman or seamstress as she is called, went to her house. He also blew his wings over the head of the child who was suffering from fever to comfort him. This is also a great act of generosity that he showed. The bird was kind. Now let's come to the seamstress. She was a hard-working woman. Her hands were pricked with needles by sewing all the big dresses that she was made for the royal family. And she had a deadline to meet. Before the party she had to supply the ball, so she was working very hard and she was very tired. Besides that, mentally she was also a bit worried because her son was not healthy. The son was hungry. He was constantly asking for oranges, and you see what happens to a mother, what goes through a mother's heart when her child is hungry and weeping and sick, and all she could give the child is a glass of water, while the princesses, they were practicing dancing. The maid of honor, she was thinking that if order is not supplied timely, how would I look in the party? The affluent people had no sympathy at all for these poor people. But the royal prince, you can see from the window, he saw her. This is an image I recovered from some site. This depicts very well. The child is sleeping next. She is stitching the cloth, the garment that she had to supply. And she was so poor that she couldn't give food to her son or medicine to her son. So obviously, she must not have eaten at all. A mother would provide to the child first, then providing herself. And that made the prince feel sorry for her and sent her the ruby he had on the sword hilt. Next one is playwright, one of the beneficiaries of the generosity of our king, our prince rather, happy prince. What was his dilemma? His dilemma was to meet a deadline. He had to complete the play and give it to the director of the play. And he wasn't able to concentrate on his writing because he was tired, he was feeling cold, and he was hungry. He lived in a garret. Garret is generally on the top of a building. Garret is a room on the top of the building. Room on the roof, you must have heard a story of Ruskin Bond. A room on the roof is called garret. So that is the coldest room. And he had no firewood in the fireplace because he had no money. He had no money, so he was hungry. And if he was hungry, so he was getting tired easily. He fell asleep on the table out of weakness. But once he received the sapphire, he wasn't thankful for the generosity of a stranger. He instead gave himself credit, said, "I am such a great writer that some or one of my admirers must have sent it for me." So this is one of them who is not very thankful about the generosity showered on him by the happy prince. This is the match girl for whom he became blind. The prince, she was poor. How can we say she was poor? She had no socks in her feet, no cap on her head, despite it being very cold. She was selling something as cheap as mastiff. Mastiff is the cheapest item you can find in a shop. So they were not very wealthy businessmen that they traded in some expensive items, matchboxes, and those matchboxes too, by mistake, she dropped it in a gutter. and she was crying because she knew her father was going to beat her up if she home without any money. But she was different from the playwright. Once she received the sapphire, she became happy, she became jolly, and this is sign of thankfulness, the sign of innocence of the child. Hope all these points would help you in answering the question. I think I have covered all the questions that have been asked in these value points. The value points you all have now. Now describe it in your own language. All the best. Take care till we meet next week. Goodbye.